Cherry blossoms dance on the wind, blanketing Kaisei University in a dream of pink. Students laugh and chat, their voices a symphony of youth and hope. Amidst the joyous scene, Riku sits alone, a solitary figure on a bench. His fingers clutch a journal, a silent testament to unspoken thoughts. Lost in his world, he remains untouched by the carefree spirit of the campus. The journal is a repository of his innermost feelings, a sanctuary from the world. The journal lies open, an unfinished sentence lingering like a ghost. She was the kind of silence he remembered. Riku's hand hovers, a storm of memories brewing behind his weary eyes. With a sudden, decisive motion, Riku tears the page from the journal, severing the words that haunt him. The torn page flutters gently, a fragile fragment of a past he cannot escape. The journal remains, a silent witness to the stories etched within its pages. In the courtyard of Keisei University, a silver sports bike roars to a halt, momentarily disrupting the peace with a cloud of dust. Aika gracefully dismounts her bike, her movements fluid and confident. With a smooth motion, Aika removes her helmet, revealing her striking lavender hair. Her lavender hair cascades down, catching the sunlight and accentuating her vibrant presence. The sunlight dances in her hair, highlighting the unique color and texture as she stands confidently in the courtyard. In the Kaisei University courtyard, Aika's gaze sweeps across the open space, a subtle smirk playing on her lips. Her eyes lock with Riku's. A fleeting moment of puzzling silence hangs in the air. The courtyard fades into a serene backdrop as their eyes continue to meet, curiosity and intrigue simmering between them. The world fades away as the pair stand silently, the puzzle of their encounter deepening. In the classroom, the professor lectures under sunlit windows, a picture of academic dedication. The tranquil scene is shattered as the door creaks open. Aika saunters in, her carefree smile a stark contrast to the studious atmosphere. Every eye in the room turns, drawn by her unapologetic entrance. Sunlight floods the classroom, illuminating rows of expectant faces. At the front, Aika stands, her dark hair framing sharp, intelligent eyes. Aika's presence commands attention as she steps forward. With a determined look, she introduces herself. Fujimoto Aika. Try not to be too boring. Her words hang in the air, a challenge thrown to the silent students. Sunlight warms the Keisei University literature classroom, dust motes suspended in golden light. Aika sits beside Riku, their proximity charged with unspoken curiosity. She leans closer, her voice a mere breath. "You're the boy from the bench," she whispers. Riku turns his head slightly, listening to Aika's words. Aika's eyes hold a glint of recognition and intrigue. Sunlight floods the literature classroom, dust motes swirling in the air as students settle in, their attention divided. Amidst the murmurs, Aika, with a piercing gaze, leans towards a fellow student, her expression intense. Aika's voice cuts through the air with a hint of intrigue. "You look like someone who writes sad poetry." The student turns to Aika, his expression curious, his eyes reflecting the sunlight filtering through the windows. The lecture hall is mostly empty, sunlight cutting through the quiet space. Dust motes dance in the air, illuminated by the sun's rays. Professor Last Name stands at the podium, a literary journal in his hands. He prepares to read, a hush falling over the room. Sunlight fills the literature classroom, illuminating attentive students as they await the professor's words. The professor, a figure of warmth in his tweed jacket, stands at the lectern, a worn book resting in his hands. His voice resonates through the room as he begins to speak. "I buried the sky beneath her eyes, because the stars had no place left to hide." Each student leans in, captivated, as the professor's words paint vivid images in their minds. In the lecture hall at Keisei University, Aika's eyes widen, locking onto Riku. Recognition dawns in Aika's expression as she stares intently at Riku. Aika's gaze is filled with surprise as she recognizes Riku in the classroom. Aika's eyes reflect a mix of shock and curiosity as she focuses on Riku. The atmosphere is charged with unspoken recognition between Aika and Riku. Riku strides away from the classroom, his figure a silhouette of intent against the daylight. Aika, quick to react, shadows Riku's hasty retreat. Aika accelerates, determined to catch up with Riku. She urgently shadows him. On the pathway of Kaisei University, Aika urgently reaches for Riku, her eyes pleading for the truth. Her voice tight with anticipation, Aika asks, "Was it you? The poem?" Riku turns to face Aika, his expression unreadable as he meets her gaze. The bustling university pathway fades into background as their intense exchange unfolds. Aika's desperation hangs in the air, her question echoing the unspoken tensions between them. Under the bright sunlight of Keisei University, Riku faces Aika, his face etched with tension. Riku's voice cracks as he declares, "I didn't write the poem." Aika's expression hardens, her eyes narrowing with disbelief. Her voice laced with doubt, Aika retorts, "I don't believe you." Sunlight filters through the trees, painting the pathway with fleeting shadows. As students pass by with their laughter, Aika walks alone on the pathway, lost in thought. Aika's expression turns inward, her eyes distant as she contemplates unseen depths. "That poem felt like it knew me," Aika murmurs, her voice barely audible. Her voice cracks with emotion as she admits, "Like it was written from inside a wound I haven't dared open." Aika pauses, the weight of unspoken pain etched on her face. Bathed in the soft glow of the day, Aika stands alone on the pathway of Kaisei University, a faint smile gracing her lips. Her quiet words hang in the air, a delicate invitation offered to an unseen presence. Aika pauses, her expression softening as she extends an unspoken offer of trust. With a gentle breath, Aika speaks her name. "If you ever decide to tell the truth, I'm Aika." The sunlight catches her face, highlighting the vulnerability in her eyes as she reveals a piece of herself. Her offer lingers in the stillness, an open door awaiting a hesitant step. Amidst the flurry of falling cherry blossoms, Riku stands alone, the courtyard amplifying the frantic rhythm of his heart. Each petal dances like a fleeting thought, mirroring the storm of emotions brewing within Riku. The blossoms create a surreal halo around him, intensifying his solitude and inner turmoil. The delicate beauty of the scene clashes starkly with the intense anticipation thrumming through Riku's veins. The world fades away as Riku braces himself for whatever is to come. The cherry blossoms, a silent audience to his fate. In the hushed stillness of his dorm, Riku sits cloaked in shadow, the blank page before him, a stark void. His gaze is intense, lost in the labyrinth of his thoughts. The blank page mocks him, a silent challenge to his inner turmoil. The dim light dances across his face, highlighting the weight of unspoken words. He remains still, a statue carved from the stone of his own introspection. The room holds its breath, waiting for the moment when his thoughts will finally take form. Amid the lively atmosphere of Kaisei University's courtyard, Riku's gaze settles upon Aika. Aika sits alone on a bench, completely engrossed in sketching within her notebook. The gentle rustling of pages and the soft scratching of her pencil fill the air around her. Lost in her artistic world, Aika remains oblivious to the bustling activity around her. Riku shuffles his feet on the paved stones, uncertainty clouding his face. He pauses, takes a deep breath, and steels himself for what lies ahead. With newfound resolve, Riku begins to walk toward Aika. His pace quickens, driven by a mix of anticipation and determination. Under the warm sunlight of Kaisei University's courtyard, Riku stands, radiating nervous energy. Aika listens with bated breath, her expression a mix of curiosity and hopeful anticipation. In a moment of tense revelation, Riku confesses, "I wrote the poem." The weight of his admission hangs in the air, the sunlight casting long shadows across the courtyard. Aika's eyes widen slightly, a subtle shift in her expression as she processes Riku's words. The courtyard holds its breath, awaiting Aika's reaction to Riku's heartfelt confession. The courtyard of Kaisei University basks in sunlight as students stroll and their laughter fills the air. Aika sits on a bench, her face thoughtful, as she recalls a story from her past. Her voice is tinged with vulnerability, painting a picture of an old emotional wound. Her words echo in the tranquil courtyard, resonating with the unspoken emotions of those nearby. Sunlight floods the classroom, illuminating the quiet focus of the students. Riku sits, seemingly absorbed, yet his eyes betray his thoughts as they drift towards Aika. Across the room, Aika mirrors his attention, her subtle glances meeting his in a silent exchange. An unspoken connection hangs palpably between them, charged with unspoken feelings. Aika subtly returns Riku's glances. The air crackles with unspoken emotion, binding their gazes in a silent conversation. Bathed in the soft glow of sunlight, the library becomes a sanctuary for Riku and Aika as they immerse themselves in study. Aika's concentration deepens, her eyes reflecting the light, thoughts weaving through the quiet space. In a shared glance, unspoken thoughts pass between them, creating a moment of quiet connection. The silence envelops them once more as they return to their studies. The dance of dust motes a silent witness to their dedication. Beneath the starlit sky, Riku and Aika wander through a grove of cherry blossoms, their gentle footsteps echoing softly. Moonlight filters through the petals, painting their faces with a soft, ethereal glow. The cherry trees stand as silent witnesses, their branches adorned with delicate, blooming flowers. The air is filled with the sweet fragrance of cherry blossoms, a gentle breeze carrying their scent. Their silhouettes are framed by the delicate blossoms, creating a scene of serene beauty. As they stroll beneath the blossoming trees, a sense of peace and tranquility washes over them. Under the lantern's glow, Riku and Aika find themselves enveloped by the gentle sway of cherry blossom branches. Petals descend like soft snowflakes, swirling around them in a delicate dance of nature. Their eyes meet, and in that shared gaze, a silent understanding blossoms between them. A gentle breeze rustles through the sakura grove, carrying with it the sweet scent of spring. The air is filled with the promise of new beginnings as the sweet fragrance of blossoms lingers. In the quiet of his dorm room, Riku is lost in thought. Bathed in the soft glow of the desk lamp, the words flow effortlessly from Riku's pen. The pages of his journal come alive under Riku's focused attention. Each stroke of the pen captures a moment, a feeling, a world. The soft light dances around him, highlighting the intensity of his concentration. In the stillness of the night, Riku's journal becomes a vessel for his soul. Under the brilliant sun, the courtyard buzzes with life, a stark contrast to the tension etched on Aika's face. The air vibrates with unspoken words, each breath heavy with the weight of their confrontation. Students stroll past, oblivious to the drama unfolding between Aika and Riku. Aika's eyes reflect a fierce resolve, a silent promise to confront whatever lies ahead. Riku stands motionless, the weight of Aika's gaze pressing down on him. Sunlight fills the classroom, illuminating dust motes as Riku stands nervously before his classmates. He pauses, gathering courage, then begins to recite, his voice soft but clear. And in the quiet spaces between words, I find myself exposed. His voice trembles slightly, revealing the depth of his vulnerability as he continues. Vulnerable as a fledgling bird fallen from its nest. He finishes, the silence hanging heavy in the air as his classmates absorb his heartfelt words. Above the sprawling campus, Riku and Aika pause on the bridge, suspended between worlds. Aika's gaze drifts over the university, a silent question lingering in the air. Riku watches Aika, his expression a mix of concern and understanding. The bridge stretches out before them, a pathway and a crossroads. The campus sprawls beneath them, a tapestry of dreams and possibilities. Under the sunlit bridge at Kaisei University, Riku and Aika stand face to face, the space between them charged with unspoken emotions. Aika gazes into Riku's eyes, a silent acknowledgement of their deepening bond. A kiss, a symbol of their growing connection. The air crackles with anticipation as they lean in, ready to seal their connection. Amid the bustling university cafeteria, Riku and Aika sit face to face, a world of unspoken feelings hanging in the balance. Sunlight illuminates the scene, highlighting the subtle tension between them. The air buzzes with the cacophony of student chatter. Dust motes dance in the light, as if mirroring the unspoken words and feelings between them. On the expansive sports field of Kaisei University, the roar of a motorcycle engine shatters the tranquility as Aika begins her practice. Riku stands at the edge of the field, watching Aika with a mixture of admiration and concern. The motorcycle surges forward, Aika expertly maneuvering through the course with unwavering focus. The engine's roar intensifies as Aika accelerates, pushing the motorcycle to its limits. Riku's expression shifts to one of awe as he witnesses Aika's skill and determination. Sunlight bathes the art studio, highlighting Aika's vibrant canvases. Aika gestures, her eyes reflecting both pride and a hint of vulnerability. Riku studies the artworks, his expression thoughtful. The scent of oil paint hangs in the air. Riku's gaze lingers on one particular piece, his thoughts deep. Beneath the canopy of cherry blossoms, sunlight paints the park in a gentle glow. Riku and Aika spread a picnic blanket, preparing for a peaceful afternoon under the blossoming tree. The air is thick with the intoxicating aroma of spring, each breath a sweet reminder of nature's renewal. Petals dance on the breeze, a cascade of soft pink whispering through the air. The gentle breeze carries the fragrance of spring, enveloping Riku and Aika in a sweet embrace. Riku's dorm room glows softly, with the light of a laptop and the gentle twinkle of fairy lights. Riku and Aika sit together on the floor, finding solace in the quiet intimacy of the space. Soft music fills the air, enveloping them in a comforting embrace. In the dim light, they find peace and connection. Under the cloak of night, Riku and Aika arrive at the rooftop's edge, their figures silhouetted against the twinkling cityscape. The city unfolds beneath them, a sprawling canvas of lights stretching into the infinite horizon. Aika turns, her gaze filled with quiet wonder as she drinks in the panoramic view. Riku stands motionless, his silhouette a stark contrast against the vibrant tapestry of city lights. Lost in the moment, they stand as silent witnesses to the boundless energy of the city below. At Kaisei University, the auditorium buzzes with anticipation as students and faculty gather for the poetry reading. Riku and Aika sit side by side, their expressions mirroring the quiet expectancy of the crowd. The air crackles with unspoken emotions as the poetry reading commences. Each verse hangs in the air, stirring something deep within the attentive listeners. Riku's gaze drifts, lost in thought as the rhythm of the words fills the space. The auditorium transforms into a sanctuary of shared emotions and whispered secrets. Bathed in dappled sunlight, Riku and Aika kneel in the garden, preparing the earth. Their hands work in unison, gently placing the fragile cherry blossom into its new home. Sunlight filters through the trees, casting ethereal shadows that dance across their focused faces. In the tranquil garden, the promise of spring blossoms hangs in the air. In the hushed gallery, Riku and Aika are drawn into the magnetic pull of an abstract painting, its bold colors seeming to pulse with life. Riku approaches the canvas, his gaze intense, as he seeks to decipher the artist's secrets within each stroke. Aika steps back, her perspective widening as she absorbs the artwork's overall impact, a silent conversation unfolding between her and the canvas. In the shared space of art, their individual journeys converge, each finding a unique resonance in the symphony of color and form. Sunlight filters through the trees, creating a tranquil scene as Riku and Aika arrive at the stream. The stones skip across the water, each echoing the carefree joy of youth. Aika's laughter blends with the gentle murmur of the stream, creating a moment of serene happiness. The stones dance on the water's surface, reflecting the sunlight in fleeting bursts of light. Bathed in the warm glow of the afternoon sun, Aika and Riku's simple game turns into a cherished memory. Moonlight paints the dance studio as Riku sits silently, his gaze drawn to Aika. Aika moves with fluid grace, her form a dance of strength and emotion. Her movements, precise and deliberate, weave a tale of profound depth. Riku watches intently, completely captivated by Aika's performance. At the bustling Kaisei University train station, Riku and Aika meet, the morning sun casting long shadows across the platform. Aika clutches a small suitcase, her grip tight as if holding onto more than just belongings. The air buzzes with the anticipation of departures, each train a promise of new beginnings or bittersweet farewells. Riku's gaze softens as he looks at Aika, a silent acknowledgement of the journey ahead for both of them. The station clock ticks on, each second a reminder of the fleeting moments they have left together. They stand in quiet understanding, the unspoken words hanging heavy in the air amidst the station's clamor. In the dim glow of a laptop, Riku's dorm room is a landscape of scattered clothes and empty ramen bowls, each detail whispering of solitude. Riku sits on the edge of his bed, his gaze lost in the blank wall, his mind consumed by thoughts of Aika. The room feels heavy with unspoken words, each shadow a reminder of Aika's absence. His heart is a captive, ensnared by memories of Aika, each moment replayed in the silence of his room. The weight of unspoken feelings presses down as Riku remains still, lost in his thoughts of Aika. At Kaisei University train station, a wave of anticipation washes over Riku as a train arrives. Riku's eyes scan the arriving passengers, each moment heightening the sweet tension. From the train emerges Aika, her face radiant with happiness after her journey. Their eyes lock, a silent promise of shared joy and reunion. Aika walks closer to Riku, her luggage in hand. Riku's smile widens as Aika approaches, ready to greet her. Sunlight floods the classroom, illuminating scattered desks where only a few students remain, hinting at focused intensity. Riku, with unwavering focus, pores over complex diagrams, his brow furrowed in concentration. Aika gestures emphatically, her animated explanation filling the room with intellectual energy. As she describes her point, they are engrossed, minds intertwined in a shared pursuit of knowledge, undeterred by the empty classroom. Under the bright daylight, Riku and Aika stroll through the Kaisei University campus, their hands entwined, their fingers locked tighter, a silent promise amidst the academic backdrop. Sunlight warms their faces as they continue their intimate walk, lost in each other's presence. The university fades into a blur of passing colors as their connection deepens with each step. Beneath the sprawling canopy of cherry blossoms, Riku and Aika find solace, surrounded by nature's gentle embrace. Pink petals dance on the breeze, creating a dreamlike scene. The ground transforms into a soft, pink carpet, enhancing the serene atmosphere. Bathed in the soft light filtering through the blossoms, Riku and Aika are silhouetted against the floral backdrop. Lost in contemplation, they are framed by the delicate beauty of the sakura grove. Beneath a canopy of sakura blossoms, sunlight dances through the boughs, casting the world in gentle pink hues. Riku and Aika stand together, their faces lifted to the breeze, lost in tranquil reverie. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying with it the faint scent of blossoms and untold secrets. Aika turns her head slightly, her expression thoughtful as she considers the world around her. Riku's eyes remain closed, his face serene as he basks in the warmth of the sun and the beauty of the grove. The scene unfolds like a painting, the soft light and delicate blossoms creating a moment of ethereal beauty and quiet contemplation. Beneath the vibrant sakura grove at Kaisei University, Riku and Aika find themselves embraced by the fleeting beauty of spring. Petals dance around them like snowflakes, and their embrace deepens. Surrounded by nature's delicate artistry, they stand as a testament to young love's tender promise. In this moment, they are the embodiment of spring's ephemeral beauty,